I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating.
I'm really used to being introduced. I'm normally the one introducing. So it's kind of different for me to listen to somebody introduce me as the commencement speaker. My first time. Anyways, how are you doing? Before I start, I would like to say good afternoon, blessed Saturday to everybody, especially to my colleagues over here. And I also would like to acknowledge, though not here, but definitely they're watching wherever they are, to our dear President, to our Chief Operations Officer, our dear School Registrar, Good afternoon, Madam. To our very hardworking Academic Director and the Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, to our College Dean, none other than my colleague since 1996, 1995, Dr. Our Quality Assurance Head over there, different program chairs. We have our ever groovy, our ever beautiful Miss very hardworking program chair of engineering and computer science, our forever driver and of our activities, engineer mentee, he would normally say, Mr. Miller Education. I believe he has gotten some things from me this afternoon. Appreciated. The Program Chair of Psychology, Mr. Hello, dearie. LV, please welcome as well our MC for this afternoon, the new Program Chair for, we have AB, Political Science, no, AB Poli-Sci. So we have our new MC, new discovered MC. Hello, sir, Mr. To my co-administrators, of course, to the dear professors of the college department, to the dear parents, the parents who have given their time and energy this afternoon. This day would not be possible if not for the star of the show, Class 2020. So dear friends, guests, a pleasant afternoon to everybody, and I hope we can really push the whole program without any disturbance. Rain probably later on, but hopefully no rain. Let's pray for that. So 2 years back, am I correct, sir? We were thinking about a theme. So what theme are we going to give to the virtual graduates of Class 2020? Because we've had it already with the School of Graduate Studies. And with that, we ended up with our theme for this afternoon, which we also applied for you. That is 90 years, so LCBA, 90 years of quality education, 9 decades of transforming lives. So we thought of this as a very appropriate theme since LCBA just turned 90 then. Memories came flooding back about how the administrators and the teachers, starting born in 1930 or whatsoever, but I would normally hear it from my colleagues mentioning there's no school to cater to the youth of Calamba City and the other schools were so far away. And so he had that in mind, and that the teachers, the administrators, they were really so keen on achieving the vision, mission, and objectives of the school. And normally that will boil down to quality education. So from the many presidents that I have had, officers that go with the different presidents, they would always have the same thing in mind. They have one common denominator, and that would be the realization of lives being transformed. So that's why it kind of reminded me of this particular theme as well. So before and now, it will always be about transforming lives when we talk about LCBA education. So in my 26 years of staying here in LCBA, don't do the math anymore because I've been here for 26 years and counting, excluding my 4 years in college because I took BSN here in LCBA. I have been able to see this manifestation not only among colleagues, but definitely among students. Transformed lives in terms of students. So our clients were supposed to cater to that particular realization. So every time we would hear success stories. I know you know what success stories are, right? Success stories of our graduates, success stories of different students from different programs. Like, I would normally remember this because this person, actually an engineering student, he started with us as a student assistant, and then later on, he was able to land a job in a reputable airlines. And then later on, after that, I believe he was able to put up chains of stores. So definitely, his life has been transformed. And I'm sure LCBA is contributory to that. The way that he was able to become financially, probably not only that, in terms of skills, in terms of qualities, in terms of attitude. So that's only one of the many anecdotes that we would hear about transformed life when it comes to our students. And not only that, when I listen to my other colleagues, we also have, and even in our very own audience, we have education graduates who are now principals, assistant schools division superintendents, we have education program supervisors, we also have program schools division supervisors in our very own midst, and also our graduate. And even more, we have high-ranking officials of government and universities. The president of university this, and the mayor, and of course our very own mayor actually came from LCBA. So also we have successful lawyers, of course managers, supervisors. We also have very successful business owners, also entrepreneurs, registered psychologists. We have registered psychometricians in our midst, and these are our graduates as well. So accountants as well, CPAs, CPP. So they have been transformed and they come from LCBA. So if you want to name them, LCBA has been able to produce them. So we're proud when we talk about the following graduates. So a lot of people can definitely attest that our graduates truly acquire the right skills, the right knowledge, the right attitudes that LCBA promised for them to have. Including our most distinguished guest of honor yesterday. So during the 72nd, we were able to invite for commencement exercises, the 72nd, we were able to invite also a very important figure in a certain university, and he would also say that his life has been transformed, and definitely not only economically, but also in terms of values, attitudes, and skills. Personally, I would say I'm also one of them. Not only did LCBA believe in my talents, but the institution has also supported me in terms of my studies and academic endeavors. And I have an EDD attached to my name. It's because of the scholarship provided by the different presidents that I've had, from Attorney Dear, current President Mr. So for that, I will be eternally grateful, and I have been able to reap the fruits of my arduous labor as an employee of LCBA, also as an academician of LCBA because of LCBA. So all of these, I was able to gain knowledge, I was able to gain deeper understanding and a deeper love for research and education. So these values right now, of course, I can attribute this or these to the education that I was able to get from LCBA, from bachelor's to master's and all. So thank you so much, my dear LCBA. So for my dear students, class 2020, today is a promise fulfilled because your marching today and your graduation physically have been realized. So you are the batch that has experienced all, from the pre-pandemic to the pandemic, the normal, the new normal. So all of these words have been coined during your time. So I'm sure you have learned a lot from these changes. So turn these lessons into ramps where you can stand so that you will be able to apply your skills as professionals and be successful. And the others, I believe, in this particular audience, are already successful, and we're proud of that. So I believe the others have done that prior to this commencement exercises, and for that, good job. Good job for these, or rather to these students. Remember, but although you are getting into that stage, remember to be humble, no matter how high you have reached. The millennials actually refer that to stay grounded, staying grounded. So remain humble though you're already up there. Acknowledge the people who help you along the way, for they will still be the same people who will be with you when you go down. So if you applied grit previously during your college days, so the more you need of grit, grit is perseverance. More of grit, especially with the changing landscape of professions brought about by internationalization, globalization, and the fourth industrial revolution. Moreover, I have always loved these tips actually, so I would like to share with you the key insights from the 7 habits of highly effective people. I always remember this, though I think I have learned this early 2000. Always been something that you can actually apply. So the 7 habits of highly effective people. So like the first one, you have to sharpen the saw. I'm actually getting this from reputable or renowned author when it comes to this particular aspect. So sharpen the saw is number 1. So according to this, of course, I'm going to get this from their advice. Don't work yourself to death, according to this. Strive for a sustainable lifestyle that affords you time to recuperate, to recharge, and be effective in the long term. Sharpen the saw. Also about balance. Be proactive is number 2. So you have a natural need to wield influence on the world around you. So don't spend your time just reacting to external events and circumstances. Take charge and assume responsibility for your life. The third will be begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. So according to this, don't spend your life working aimlessly, tackling whatever job is at hand. Have a vision for the future and align your actions accordingly to make it into a reality. That's begin with the end in mind. So number 4 will be, I think you've heard of this, put first things first. Tongue twister. Put first things first. So it's about prioritizing. So to prioritize your work, focus on what's important, meaning the things that bring you closer to your vision of the future. Do not get distracted by urgent but unimportant tasks. So that's one thing for you professionals. Number 5 will be, I think you can hear this in the world of business. Think win-win. Think win-win will be, when you're negotiating with others, don't try to get the biggest slice of the cake. Of course, not literal, the biggest slice of the cake. But rather find a division that is acceptable to all parties. You will still get your fair share. And build strong, this is the most important part, and build strong positive relationships in the process. Number 6 will be, we don't have a quiz after this, okay? Don't you worry. Number 6 will be, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Understand first, listen, understand before the second part. So then to be understood. When someone presents us with a problem, with a challenge, we often jump right into giving a solution. According to this, that's a mistake. That's a mistake. We should first take time to really listen to the other person and only then make recommendations. Number 6. And number 7 will be the last one, synergize. Synergize. So this is easy to remember, one word. So adopt the guiding principle that in a group, because you're going to be with teams, with groups, the contributors of many will far exceed those of any individual. So this will help you achieve goals you could never have reached on your own. So synergize, work well with members, with teams, with co-teachers, with other members of the company, with your bosses, etc. Synergize. So in a nutshell, those will be the 7 habits of highly effective people, but I was able to see 10. So I just opted to go for the 7 habits. And I'm sure your dads, your moms, your guardians also know of this because this has been practiced, this has been very effective for many professionals. And if you're going to couple this with LCBA values, I mean the 7 habits of highly effective people together with the 4, you still remember the 4 core values of LCBA? The first one is integrity, the second is positivity, the third is mindfulness, and the fourth is excellence. Remember the 4? I kept on telling you these before, if you remember when you were 3rd year, 4th year, especially to my BSF. So if you're going to couple the 7 habits together with the 4 core values of LCBA, you will never go wrong. I'm definitely positive that you will be successful if you're going to apply these values and more. Have your own family values, so you can definitely apply these values for your success and ensure the family will be very happy. Finally, I think that's the magic word for this afternoon. Finally, I wish to commend the parents, especially and the guardians, for raising young professionals like you. So congratulations, our dear parents, for coming up with very beautiful, responsible, and caring professionals. I know professionals here in the room who definitely help the family, not only financially, even the moral support will have to be there and all. So they were able to get the values also because of the parents. So congratulations, our dear parents, and also for entrusting your children to LCBA for the last 4 years and a little bit before this commencement exercises. So congratulations to the parents, and definitely, like I have mentioned, this is your day, so definitely a big congratulations, kudos to class 2020. This is my last class when I was the last batch, when I was still in the college department. Congratulations, class 2020, for surpassing the different challenges, the different hurdles that came your way, reaching the most exciting part. I just hope that this is still exciting for you, although this is already supposed to be the 72nd. I hope that this is still quite important, relevant, and exciting for you. So definitely you have reached another milestone in your life. And don't forget, this is the 70th commencement exercises, only for you, exclusive for you. So let me leave you with 2 biblical principles that can help you stay positive, as stated in Jeremiah 29:11, chapter 29, verse 11, which says, "For I well know the thoughts that I am thinking toward you, declare thoughts of peace and not of calamity, to give you a future and a hope." So sa Tagalog, ito po ay bibigyan ko kayo ng magandang kinabukasan at pag-asa. So kapit lang po tayo doon. You will never go wrong with that. And you will never go wrong as well with the golden rule of your tongue twister. Do to others what you want others do unto you. So in short, be kind. Yan ang mantra po namin noon sa elementary. Kill them with kindness. Yan. AKA. Yan eh, galing po yan sa elementary department. So kindness is still very important at this point in our lives. So these positive principles coming from the Bible will definitely be handy anytime, any moment, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to love you and a lot of people are going to like you as well. So I think that will be all for this afternoon. So with that, thank you once again, and thank you for listening. Thank you so much to our dear colleagues for the first time being your commencement speaker. And with that, congratulations, class 2020.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon.